here's a little bit of a kicker here. As you already see, there's two things here actually I want to bring up. As you've already seen, these people were well ideology-wise. You know, they were really into the right-wing conservative libertarian movements. They were hardcore conservatives, libertarians, liberty, freedom. Yes, love it so much. But, you know, they were probably just those, you know, online right-wingers who just said this stuff to their neighbors or the internet and really never actively participated. Because that's when you feel strong enough to actively participate in a movement, that's when, you know, there's really no defense. You understand that movement. You're a part of that movement. The movement has accepted you. Would you say that's a fair assessment, Michael?
Absolutely.
These people, these two killers, these two shooters, had spent some time at the Clive Bundy Ranch, actually, and were part of the standoff between the armed militia members and the federal government agents. Are you wondering which side they were on? Because it wasn't the government side. They weren't part of the government agency trying to collect the cattle or the money from Clive Bundy. So these guys were at the Bundy Ranch and were participating in this action to basically have an armed standoff with the federal government. And when asked by the Review Journal, Carol Bundy, wife of Clive Bundy, the owner of the Bundy Ranch, who refuses to pay these millions of dollars in fees to the government that every other rancher pays, and called for these armed militias to come and defend his property and fight off the government under any means necessary, violence included, being that they had guns and weaponry with them. The wife of Clive Bundy was asked about this couple. And here's what she had to say. She didn't see any connection between the Las Vegas rampage and the battle at the Bundy Ranch. She said, I have not seen or heard anything from the militia and others who have come to our ranch that would in any way make me think they had an intent to kill or harm anyone. Really? Really? Wow. So you mean all those photos of your militia members and your armed Bundy Ranch supporters showing up, snipers at the ready, aimed and pointed at government officials, they had no intention to ever pull that trigger? You mean that guy, that former sheriff, who was one of the leading members of the militia, who plain day laid out his plan to if the bullets started flying, so he fully expected bullets to start flying. So when they did, he laid out his plan to put women up front. So they were the ones being shot and killed. So the media would cover that. So the Bundy Ranch could say, look, the women are all dead. The government killed the women and not us. We had no choice but to shoot back and kill some federal government members. And, we're just the innocent party here. So they had no intention. They looked this far ahead and had no intention for any violence to break out. Really interesting stuff. And, as Rebecca, I'm going to massacre her last name. I don't want to say that word, but I'm going to really...
You'll flub her last name.
I'll flub her last name.
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
Soften
Rebecca.
it a bit.
Rebecca Schonkampf of Wonkette pointed out, the InfoWars, Alex Jones' website, is saying that this shooting is a false flag operation, an attempt to put the Liberty and Patriot and Freedom movie in a bad light. Well... Rebecca of Wonkette has uncovered this little piece entitled, The Police, to Kill or Not to Kill, right at Infowars.com. And who's the author of this piece at Infowars.com? Why? It happens to be Jared Miller, the shooter. Interesting stuff. Maybe, if this is a false flag operation, maybe Alex Jones is a part of it.
CIA.
Unbelievable.
I'm telling you, it's for Alex Jones, it's not that he's a secret CIA guy. It's that he's just a total cynic. Like, he's on there, he's like, Superman vitality is what's going to save your life and keep you from the one world government autocracy that's taking away your testosterone, wants to kill all of you. And he gets on the phone and he talks to his broker and he's like, hey, how's it going, man? Like, I feel like if I ever met Alex Jones and we were like going on like a TV show together or something, he would totally just be like, all right, leave it on the field, buddy. And then he'd be like, hey, how do you think actually, like, just between me and you, how do you think Obama's doing? And I would be like, well, I mean, better than the alternatives, horrible policy on Wall Street. He'd be like, yeah, I get that. But to be honest with you, he really inherited a mess. And I think he's actually been pretty responsible. I mean, look, my portfolio's up. I can't complain. That's Alex Jones.
This has been great for me.
It's been great for me. All right, I'm getting in character now. You will not take my guns. You will not take me. You will not take me prisoner from your one world globalist order that you want. And the majority report wants to map intercept state of the government, the UN, and Ban Ki-moon and Kofi Annan. You will not take that from me. That's how it works.
And then he gets off the phone, and Obama gives him a call. Look, Alex, I'm going to need you to recruit that guy who wrote that piece about killing police officers on Infowars.com. I'm going to need you to convince him to put together a mass shooting.
Can I?
So we can use him
Can I
as our war against the patriotic liberty movement.